What is up, YouTube? This is Chris coming at you with another video. Today I'm going to be playing Planetbase. If you've never heard of it, Planetbase is a sandbox survival in space. You basically land on another planet, you and a couple other colonists. You start your little base so that you can survive, and then eventually you can bring on more colonists and visitors, and you basically just try to build as big of a base as you possibly can. It's a lot of fun if you like sandbox survival types of games. I've really enjoyed it. It's more of a casual type game. You don't really have to invest a lot of time into it. This one you can sit back, relax. It's nice to unwind after a day at work. So today I'm going to be starting on the first planet on Planetbase. It's just a desert planet, medium size, thick CO2 atmosphere. So first we're going to name our base. We're going to name it Not a Star Killer. And there it is. There's our new home. We have a basic lander that lands here, and then our colonists are going to be disembarking very shortly. But you'll notice each of our colonists is wearing a different color uniform. Blue are workers, green are biologists, red is the medic, and then yellow is the engineer. Then we have two robots with us on this planet. We've got a carrier bot, which is basically just carries things from point A to point B for you. It picks things up, it puts things down. Then we've got our constructor bot, where if the engineer is busy with something, our constructor bot will do constructing for us. So the first thing we have to do to make sure we don't die is we need to build an oxygen generator. I'm going to put that right here. And then we're going to need to put an airlock down. I'm going to put the airlock over right here. And that is just so that we have a place where our colonists can go and live with oxygen. They can take off these bulky, uncomfortable EVA suits, and they can just go and relax in the nice recycled oxygenated atmosphere that we're creating for them. Now oxygen won't work without water on this planet, so we need to build a water extractor. Generally they tell you to start with a small one, but I scale it pretty quickly, so I'm going to start with the next highest one. So we're going to put that down over here, and then we have to link it up to any part of our base. So I'm just going to link it to the airlock here. And then they're going to go and grab supplies off the rover, and they're going to get to work. While they're doing that, I'm going to queue up a solar panel because we also need power to run everything. I'm going to place that here, link that up, and then because I'm on a roll just giving them all sorts of shit to do, I'm going to put a power collector, which is just a fancy battery, and I'm going to connect that right over here. Speed that up just a little bit, and then you'll notice we don't have any power right now, so we're out of power. Structures are built, but without power, our water extractor and our oxygen generator aren't working. So you can see now we're getting oxygen because we have finished our solar panel and our water extractor. So next thing that we are going to need is we're going to build a biodome. We're going to build that right here off of the oxygen generator. And this is going to be just an indoor garden, a place where we can grow our crops, grow our medical plants, and start surviving on this planet. We do only come here with 25 hot meals, and we have 7 colonists, so that's not going to last us a lot of days. We're going to get about 4, maybe 4 days out of that. So that's almost done. While they're working on that, we're going to go in, we're going to build a wind turbine, because once the sun goes down, our solar panel isn't going to be doing much. So we're going to up the size of that. Bigger turbines produce a little more power. And put that down there, and then we are going to queue up our next building, and that is going to be the canteen. Want our colonists to have a place to sit down and eat, so they're not just sitting down in the hallway like a bunch of homeless people. You see our carrier bot there, along with every other person without a job right now, is just bringing all the materials over to get this built. Alright, so our biodome's done. So we had to go click on edit, and you'll see in here there's a bunch of different options. Corn, wheat, potatoes, rice, peas. Then we've got tomatoes, lettuce, onions, radish, mushrooms, medicinal plants, and then different different trees. We got a pine and an oak tree. And then later we can trade to get the GMO, or the genetically modified onions and tomatoes. For now, we're just going to do rice. Rice is very quick to be produced, and the byproduct of that is starch. And we're going to need starch to create more bioplastics. So planning ahead, we're just going to get that going right now. I'm going to go here into the canteen. I'm going to drop down a meal maker, which is just a fancy vending machine. Put down a table so we have places to eat, so we're not sitting on the floor again. And then we put down a drinking fountain. Then I'm also going to add a TV. I'm going to put it right here so that they have a little entertainment while they're sitting down eating their dinner. Next thing we're going to do while they're getting all that stuff situated, we're just going to put a dorm room here and connect it to our oxygen generator. And this is just going to be a place where our colonists can go to sleep, so that we don't have to look like vagrants sleeping in the hallway. Like Marty Christian right here. He's just sitting in the middle of the hallway eating dinner. Survival reached. So, one day after landing, your people are still alive. Not a bad milestone. We do have a bunch of hungry and thirsty colonists right now. And that's just because they haven't been able to get anything in the canteen put down yet. So I did queue up a drinking fountain. It's right here. We just need to get these lazy guys off their asses and get stuff put down. I'm going to increase the speed to 4 times so we can just speed that up here. I notice up at the top right here we've got metal 13, 11 are free, bioplastic 15 total with 10 free, 10 medical supplies and 10 spare parts, and we've got 18 meals. The free means that so the bioplastics, we've got 10 right now, 9 right now, and 8 are free, which means that there's still one thing that's queued up that hasn't been built, so that difference was already allocated. Alright, and now we are getting that drinking fountain is getting its use. Look at that. Alright, so next thing we're going to do, we're going to build a lab. We're going to put that, we're going to put that off the canteen here. And then we are going to recycle our colony ship. And that's going to get us a lot more materials out of that. And so we don't have everything just sitting out in the open. We're going to put a storage room right here. Connect that to our biodome. And then I'm going to queue up a processing plant, which I'm going to put right over here. And I'm actually going to link that with the storage room and the canteen. And now what I'm going to do, we have to build a mine, and the mine has to be on There it is. It has to be close enough to link up, but it has to be built on the edge or the side of a mountain. So you can get the mine going, and that's going to help us get more metal ore so we can create more metal, and that will make us self-sufficient. So you got the dorm room. Just going to put a couple beds in here. Got 7 colonists, so we're going to do 4 bunk beds. The lab, right now we're just going to do 2 of these stations here. The tissue synthesizers, that's going to help grow meat in the lab so we're not just eating a bunch of rice. And our processing plant is almost ready. And the last thing I'm going to build is going to be the medical bay. We're going to put the medical bay right here, right next to the door, so if someone gets injured in the mines, which is where it's probably going to happen. You know, a rock falls on someone, crushes their leg, they'll be able to come right inside and we'll have our medical lab or our sick bay right there. So the processing plant's done. We're going to start off, we're just going to put in 1 of each, a metal processor and a bioplastic processor, and that's going to help us create from the raw materials that we have. We'll be able to create the finished product, and that's going to help us expand our base. I think this is everything that we need to survive. In the next video, we'll be working on building a gym. What is that called? The multi-dome. So that is where we can put in like basically a running wheel. Like they're a bunch of hamsters. We can put up some pull-up bars, some extra TVs, and that's going to help bring up morale in our colony. But I think for today, this is good. We were able to get the mine going. We've got the processing plant going. We've got our lab, our garden, our sick bay. I'm just gonna, so I don't forget later, I'm gonna put in a bed and a medical cabinet. You son of a bitch. The beds are there and you're still sleeping on the floor like a vagrant. Alright, so after our first video, this is what our base looks like. So we can see our battery here is full. We're not using up all of our water, and we've reached self-sufficiency. You now have the structures in place to sustain your colony. I think this is a good place to end the video. I will catch you guys in my next video.